Oh look, Alphys posted a picture. Whoa! Dinner with the girlfriend? Winky face? Okay, I see you. It's a picture of a cat girl figurine next to a bowl of instant noodles. Okay, this video was a long time coming. Everyone is talking about this Undertale game. It's everywhere. I gave this game a couple of plays, and honestly, I just saw a bunch of gimmicks left and right throughout the entire game. Now that doesn't mean I didn't like it, but I just noticed the many components that it took to make this game as perfect as possible. It's genius. Honestly, much respect for the Undertale team for making such an amazing game. Anyway, all review talk aside, one aspect that really stood out to me other than the atmospheres and amazingly orchestrated music were the characters. That's honestly why I decided to make this video in the first place. So here it is, my top 10 Undertale characters. The land of Undertale is such an interesting place, full of interesting people, monsters, characters, rocks, I don't know. In fact, I'm sure that the ruler of this spectacular kingdom must be powerful, conquering, full of dominance, and just an... oh god. Well, that's him, the man that owns the throne. He goes by the name Asgore Dreamer, and he's such a unique character. The first time you see him in the game, you see him gardening flowers and offering tea. Now me personally, I don't know what kings do on their spare time, but I'm pretty sure that it's more than just watering plants and sipping tea. To me, Asgore is the most confusing character when it comes to his role. He's not a protagonist or an antagonist, but the plot of the game needs him there, so his presence isn't completely pointless. I don't know. Basically, there's this barrier that separates humanity from monsteranity, and it is up to Asgore to break it. But in order to do so, he needs 7 human souls. He just so happened to have 6 already, and conveniently enough, Frisk, being a human, has the last one he needs. So he has to take your soul by defeating you in battle with his ginormous pitchfork and fire attacks. This man has no mercy. In my personal opinion, that's literally the only significance Asgore really has. Oh yeah, and I'm just saying, his theme song sounds like it would make a good hip-hop song with the right sampling.
So sick, my lyrics I don't spit, I regurgitate them. As listeners chronologically study my words verbatim, assassinate them the second I rate them like 5-0.
Anyway, Gory here is not only a ruler, but also a father to a flower. Crazy, right? I'll speak a little bit more of that later though. But let's get to his physical appearance now. He has the beard going, so you know he kind of looks like a lumberjack without the flannel. That's friendly. And cold. Okay, but real talk. Asgore looks so much like Bluto from Popeye. Literally, if you gave Bluto horns, he would look exactly like Asgore. Overall, Mr. Dreamer is just a friendly, misunderstood monster. With Edward Scissorhands skilled. There are so many diverse personalities in this game, so everyone in the game is basically unique to each other. There's the jerks, the businessmen, and of course, the serious. But there is one character in particular whose characteristics really stood out to me the most. And of course, I'm talking about the one and only Alphys. She has some of the most relatable traits. She's into that nerdy stuff and has that very shy aspect to her personality. And as you can see, she really embraces the nerd in her. I feel like most of us were like this at some point in time. If that doesn't make Alphys an OG, I don't know what does. Anyway, she's probably one of the most realistic characters in this game, personality-wise. She's more human than Frisk. At least she has insecurities, unlike this soulless child.
I can spot you a mile away. I can see your insecurities written all on your face.
Not to mention, Professor Alphys also likes the anime Kissy Cutie. The original one though, because you know, sequels almost never live up to the original. But you know, in my opinion, I think 22 Jump Street was just as good as 21, so.
I like fruit. Don't you like fruit? I like fruit.
Anyway, Alphys is known for being the technology creator in this game. Look at that, she even has a secret lab. She's even responsible for upgrading Frisk's phone, so that you have the ability to fly up into the sky like...
Whoa.
Sadly, you only get to do this once. But hey, she still made this phone better than the new iPhone though. Can the iPhone fly? No. Overall, Alphys is just amazing. Although she kinda looks like a mix of a yellow Yoshi and a Mordecai from Regular Show. Oh damn, I'm done here. Hotland. The land of the three figures. Seems like a really good place to sell ice cream actually. Like what the hell were you doing selling ice cream in the snow? Hotland is home to some of the most iconic characters in the game. From the heavily romanced Royal Guards, to Bratty and Catty, to even the notoriously rare Bing Bong Recolor. Wait, that's not his name? Damn, I'm so sorry. This location had an amazing variety. But, let's not forget my favorite mini-boss in the game, Muffet. Come on, how can you not like Muffet? Just look at her. I don't know about you, but Muffet for some reason reminds me of Mimi from Super Paper Mario. You know, like they both look super innocent at first, but then when you have to fight them... Spider powers! Anyway, Muffet is just interesting to me as a whole. Now let's not discredit and forget that she is a true hustler in the game, an entrepreneur, because she has her own donut selling business, allowing her to pursue her dream of one day becoming a successful baker. I just can't help but appreciate what this poor and... Well, hold on, whoa, what the hell is this price? Who in the hell would actually buy this? Literally, if anyone were to purchase one donut from her, she would be the richest spider to ever live. Oh hell no, you dumb idiot, you fell for it! As I said before, every character in the game has unique qualities that makes them different from everyone else. Which leads to our motherly, nurturing character, Torrio, who was first introduced at the very beginning of the game in an area called the Ruins. Okay, now she's something special. Torrio, being the motherly, kind-hearted woman she is, she takes the liberty to provide not only food, but also shelter for the protagonist of the story. And look, she even makes Frisk a delicious butterscotch pie, which by the way was Asgore's favorite dessert before they got divorced. Yeah, you wish you stayed with her now, huh? Oh yeah, and let's not forget about her interest in snails. If you speak to her before exiting the ruins, then she will go ahead and inform you about exciting snail facts. I'm sure she would be gambling her savings away at that snail race. But now, I feel like I have to talk about one of the most argumentative points in this game, which is literally just this question. If Torrio cared about Frisk so much, then why is he trying to kill Frisk for leaving the ruins? So this is the way I see it. Torrio basically gave you her gratitude for a whole entire day by supplying food and shelter for you out of the kindness of her heart. And you decide to just leave her without even thanking her? How are you gonna take the pie and not even thank her? So what's considered natural behavior for a mother to do in this case? Well, first off, all mothers are made different. And Torrio just so happens to be the type of mother who beats their child after being disrespected. It's literally seen very oftenly today. Now, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying that it exists in real life and that I don't see why this subject matter is so overlooked. But hey, serious talk aside, Torrio's still the GOAT. There's a lot of passionate people throughout Undertale, from the passionate swindling donut lovers to the passionate creator of robots. Passion is a quality seen in this game very oftenly, but no one can top the passion, confidence, and dedication of Undying. She is such an amazing character. By the way, I absolutely love fish, and she just so happens to be one, so that's even cooler. Anyway, Undying's occupation in the game is to kill any human crossing her path, as she is the royal guard of the waterfalls. And she is a very aggressive person. Seriously, this is how she mixes ingredients. And this is how she heats ingredients. Hey, don't get me wrong, she makes some good tea though.
This tea fire though, can I have another cup?
Okay, but can we talk about the fact that she lives in her own species? She's a fish living in a fish. Well, then again, she could be a cichlid, because they stay in the mother's mouth for protection, also known as shelter. She kind of looks like one too, actually. Oh my god, I think I'm onto something. Oh yeah, and a little exclusive detail in the pacifist route is that Undying goes out with Alphys. And while she rocks a turtleneck. Wait a second. What if she's Drake? He has one too! I personally really enjoy the chase portion of the game with Undying. It's so fast-paced, upbeat, and a little dramatic, which in my opinion is what all successful chase scenes need. After outrunning her though, you make it to the Hotland area, where she hyperventilates in her extremely warm armor. And then she cooks. Unless you give her water. Then she'll get up and... okay. Okay, let's be honest. No good video game would really be complete without that egotistical jerk poking at the protagonist at any given moment. Which brings us to the character Metaten, or Metaten. Now Metaten is portrayed as one of those stereotypical TV guys who are hungry for attention in a desperate attempt to increase those ratings. I'm not making this up. He literally does anything, literally anything, to bring up those numbers. From game shows, to puzzles, to spilling important news, to even throwing on a dress and singing amazing lyrics, he does it all! He even has his very own cooking show. I'm sure this guy has the best resume in the world. I just came from spinning around in the air. I wasn't expecting this Food Network turn. Oh yeah, and also... I understand that his design is a bit influenced by the cooker from Wallace and Gromit, but he wasn't even slick with this reference, come on. Later in the game, he even strikes a Sonic the Hedgehog pose sometimes in the battle portions. Metaten is actually a really likable character though. Putting his ego aside, he's a really charming and ambitious guy. Not to mention, his game hosting skills are absolutely phenomenal. If you played up to this point in the game, you had to have enjoyed the Metaten portions at least a little bit. They are just so well constructed and executed. From the questionnaire portion to the maze, to the flying portion, this part was absolutely amazing and by far one of my favorite parts in the game. Well, that is until Metaten turns into this Sailor Moon reject. Damn it, Alphys, you couldn't just leave your anime influence out of this, could you? This game strikes some really key elements when it comes to enemies. Like fighting Metaten, for example. It's built up in a way through puzzles and game shows, making his actual defeat much more rewarding. Which brings us to the character Flowey. It's really interesting how Flowey comes into play. For instance, Flowey is your first friend in the game, who then backstabs you in a matter of 30 seconds and attempts to murder you with bullets. Seriously, who does this? You just winked at me before attempting murder. But seriously, Flowey is such a lovable backstabbing jerk. Mostly because of his true manifestation Azrael, which by the way we only get to see at the end of a pacifist run. Yeah, you heard that right. Flowey is technically two people. Flowey being the evil monster who breaks all the rules of a typical video game while giving the player a taste of hell in the process of breaking all RPG rules ever! And the misunderstood Azrael, who gives hugs and fights with rainbows. I wouldn't expect that from someone who looks like they just came out of jail, honestly. It's pretty crazy how Flowey has this alter ego in a sense. Mostly because it's not really hinted much throughout the game. I'm not really going to get into the whole transformation thing, but all you really have to know is that Azrael is Flowey, Azrael is the son of thug-looking Torrio and Bluto, and you can only see Azrael unless you don't kill anyone in the game. Anyway, back to their fighting styles. Azrael fights with lasers, Lucky Charm shooting stars, and lightning. Pretty straightforward and typical, right? Now back to Flowey's boss fight. His battle consists of deadly vines, fire, lasers, crappy television, finding the fight button, missiles, ballerinas, flipping eggs, and so much more. What the hell is that? It's crazy. I'm surprised that mouth thing right there doesn't eat my soul. Okay, I'm not really mad about this, but come on. This is pretty damn brutal considering the fact that there was no way of expecting this after seeing this. I honestly can't even find my heart sometimes in the war that's going on right now. I can, however, guarantee that nobody beat this on their first try. You can pretend flex in the comments all you want, but there is no way anyone has ever beat this on their first playthrough. I guess I'll just keep trying until I go crazy. Oh well.
That's a wonderful idea.
Oh hell, shut up. Now at number 3, we have a character that is super underappreciated in my opinion based on what I've seen. This character plays an important role in the story, and has been on every piece of footage shown in this video. Can you guess who it is? It's Frisk, okay? Number 3 is Frisk. Where do I even begin? Frisk is the character you control throughout the entirety of the game. And just like any RPG character, you can give Frisk a name! And thanks to this clever character design, that can be a little boy, or little girl, or Katy Perry, you can name it whatever you want. You can call your character Luigi, or K-Surf, or Mandy. Oh, I like that one. But I personally like to name my character Pablo, because, you know.
I feel like Pablo when I see me on the news.
This, however, brings up the question. What gender hides behind those subtle naps? Well, you're in luck because I have come to the conclusion that Frisk is a man. According to my heavily scientific analysis, at the end of a pacifist run, when Frisk gives Azrael a hug, all is revealed. You see, two men have the natural tendency to hug in a diagonal position, making the hug less awkward. If Frisk were a female, however, the arms would be in a different position. So in conclusion, we all now know that Frisk is a male. Okay, but jokes aside, Frisk really strikes me as an interesting character. Not much is known about Frisk. Besides Frisk being the 8th fallen human in the Undertale kingdom, and Frisk having a soul but not using it to portray any emotion whatsoever. This human seriously doesn't have any facial expressions whatsoever. By the way, get my Friskmoji app at the App Store for $2.99. But if you purchase in the next 5 minutes, you can get it for only $3.99.
$3.99.
I don't know how it is for you, but in my eyes, Frisk looks a lot like Chucky. Seriously, look at this. How can one not see the obvious resemblance of the stripes? Maybe overalls, the same crazy hair, the shoes, and the knife. Frisk makes a better Chucky than Chara. And Chara's supposed to be scary. This right here is no coincidence. Wow, there's actually a lot of theories in this video. Let's just move on before I compare Frisk to Marotsuki from the RPG game Yume Nikki. Welcome to Snowden, home to Grillby's Bar and Grill, the luxurious Snowed Inn, and the infamous the bookstore. This location has attracted tourists from all across the land. Just take it from this rock. Snowden is also home to this naturalistic landmark, which as you can see, packs a bit of a crowd on the weekends. Now moving on a bit east of town, we can find the great Pyrus just being himself.
What if a human comes through here? I want to be ready. I will be the one. I must be the one.
Okay, serious question. Why is he always imitated this way in animations? Anyway, surprise surprise, Pyrus takes the spot at number 2. This guy is just true to his character. He's funny, energetic, wacky, and just admirable as a person. Well, skeleton. And he drives a red Lambo looking car at the end of the game. Also, he has a bit of a temper sometimes. Probably because he's the only one that finds his jokes funny. Put some backbone into it. Or maybe it's because Groby's burgers beat his spaghetti any day. I bet that's why you don't like that place, huh? That's right, I know your secret. Also, he has such a positive personality and outlook on everything. Just look at that smile. And just look at that laugh. I found it really entertaining and hilarious in the portion of the game where Pyrus goes on a date with Frisk. This dude will take whatever option you choose and give it a positive twist as to why it's a reason that you should like him. And if you're one of those people who mash through text like it's Ocarina of Time, I suggest you at least give this one a read. Honestly, the whole Pyrus portion is pretty funny. This guy really stands in front of his house, takes you for a lap around Snowdin, then rudely enters his house like this. Damn, okay. But no worries, then you can make him run around. Yeah, that's what you get for wasting my time. Also, you can just steal money from his couch. But then he's gonna be like,
You're in my house.
alright, I guess he doesn't really care. But it just proves once again what a humble, cool dude he is. Okay, so this game has so many puns that I really doubt this was not intended. That he lives in a cold place, and he's a dude. Okay, I'm just overthinking it now. It's time to reveal the best character in all of Undertale. Hold on to your seats, because the #1 character in Undertale of all time is Burger Pants, obviously. Now, Burger Pants is one of the best Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, for real. The best character in Undertale, as far as my opinion goes, is Sans, of course. It should have been obvious by now. I mean, you didn't really think I would make an Undertale video without even mentioning him, did you? Sans is by far my favorite character in this game. He's just so lovable. And just super chill and friendly with everyone. I mean, just look at him entering Grillby's, for example. Everyone knows him, he's cracking jokes and just creating a fun environment for everyone. How can you hate on that? Also, let's not forget, Sans got jokes. His dialogue throughout the game consists of puns left and right. Seriously though, Sans is a punny guy. His jokes are so sick, they're giving Charo a femur. Bet he finds himself to be quite humorous. Probably likes to annoy his French cousin, Skeleton. Okay, puns aside, the comic Sans is cool for many other reasons. Like the fact that he knows that the player can reset, and counting your failures to defeat him in a genocide run. Speaking of the Sans fight, this is just as difficult of a boss as Flowey. Interestingly enough, Flowey also knows that the player can save files and reset. I swear, this knowledge gives them the ability to cheat and demolish the game rules. Like when you attack Sans, he moves out the way. This is an RPG, you stand right there and take it like a man, damn it. Don't move out of the way before mocking my intelligence, then harassing me with gaster blasters. But if you think about it, he is a pretty neutral guy. You don't see this dark side of him unless you killed everyone in the game. And let's be honest, you deserve this if you went to that extreme. Overall, Sans is just a cool dude, just like his brother. I personally don't even know how anyone can hate on this guy. But at the end of the day, Sans will always be my favorite character in the innovative game that we all know as Undertale. Hey, thanks for watching! Was that ending dramatic or what? Anyway, I really appreciate all the support during my spontaneous absence. Thank all of you for 1,000 subscribers too, that's really amazing. And yes, I will be trying to post more frequently now. I can't be slacking on this content. If you want to watch my previous video on top 10 Majora's Mask bosses, then click here. Number 9 might shock you. And if you want to watch a collab I recently did with Camerahead Studio on YouTube stuff, then click here. Don't forget to leave a comment on this video too. Let me know who your favorite character is, and what video I should do next. Well, that's it for me. Until next time.